Hey guys, Manny the Dragon Tamer Team Forbidden, and I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but between the formats of both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon, it's kind of not really been the most fun to play either. I have been more on Digimon's side just because there have been Digimon decks that I have been liking to play, so keep on the lookout for Leviamon, and when I finish getting the alt arts, you'll be at least seeing my interpretation of D-Brigade involving the Ryudamon line. So other than that, let's get started on Dragonmaid, shall we? First, we got 3 of our Kitchen Dragonmaid. Her, alongside our Parlor, are the main searches of the deck. She basically searches and dumps any of your monsters. She basically searches and dumps any Dragonmaid card in general. So this gives her a lot of synergy with cards like Hospitality, where you just dump it and just continue your plays, because Hospitality just is one of the better trap cards that this deck can run in terms of interruption and continuing your plays, because just banishing something from your graveyard to special summon for free, you can never go wrong with it. 3 chamber to search any of our spell and trap cards. Quick little rant. When do we get our dragon form, Konami? There have been posts on your guys' social media hinting at her dragon form. Where is her dragon form? Give it to us already. But yeah, no, she tends to be the one you like to summon the most, next to Parlor here, on wanting to just continually over turn by turn give yourself more resources just because of how the Dragonmaid, Xiao, and all them work. 2 Nurse, because she's basically the Legacy Guard Dragon for the Dragonmaid specifically. So, you know, especially with her working with Hieratic Spheres, where it's like, oh, bounce your opponent, bring her back, bring another maid form back, get your search, get your plussing while you interrupt your opponent, which is the name of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then the 1 Laundry, because it's just a soft spot I have for her, and on top of that, she dumps cards to the grave, so that's another plus. That's why stuff like Sprite and Tearlament took her for a little while, being level 2 in water. Onto the dragon forms, we have 2 Tinkek. She is your Dragon Honest of the deck. Your on damage step, dropping extra 2k on your dragons to basically ensure that you run over something or go for game. That is how I actually won my first round at the regional that I went with the guys. I basically cleared the opponent's field, swung with Xiao, dropped her for the last, because he had about 1,500 life points over my Xiao. Dropped her to give her the 2k to give me the win. Tinkek, Ernest, because she special summons the maid forms from your hand. So it gives you the Dragonmaid body in grave and the maid form on field to start doing your tag outs. Lopar, because she's essentially your mourner / veiler of the deck. So you can't go wrong with that. Now, of course, the main reason for why this deck is making a real comeback, we have 1 of each Dragon Ruler back. And I am actually seeing some decks running, you know, the old Dragon Ruler deck of, you know, 1 of each of these guys with all the baby forms. You know, not really that high up, not like it used to be, but, you know, you're seeing some crazy stuff. I'm seeing it actually mixed in with a lot of the Thunder Arm Dragon stuff. So if our local fanatic can work something up here, I mean, you could probably see a new Thunder Arm Dragon profile. And the crazy thing is, look at this correlation. These 2 dump cards to grave. These 2 are Monster Reborns. These 2 are your searchers. The only odd man out for a blaster is, of course, you know, attribute-wise, they're the ones that fit. But effect by effect, these 3 fit. The only way, you know, his popping effect works is, you know, just the Dragon Form's damage step to go over something or destroy a monster. But other than that, they're one-on-one on their effects being the same thing. This is a coincidence? I think not. All right. Now onto the spells. 3 Hospitality, because getting a free monster and dumping a free monster into grave is essentially a +1 for dragon decks because they love being in grave. Dragonmaid Changeover, because you got to have the polymerization of your deck that you can search to get all your plays going, and on top of that, this combos off with other cards of yours to bounce your maid or your dragon forms back to hand, so that way you have the correct corresponding fusions that you need. 2 Guard Dragon, because like I've always said in each one of my profiles before, it's the maids that carry the backbone of this deck. Because I've seen Andrew try and replicate this, but with Return of the Dragon Lords to bring back the dragon forms, I can see what he was doing, but he was a little misguided on that, so I had to kind of prove him time and time again that it's the maids that do all the work. And then just because we're dealing with continuous spells, the one welcome, because bringing stuff, recurring your stuff from the grave and giving all your stuff an extra boost for every Dragonmaid card you have on the field is pretty good. So giving all your big, dragon bodies an extra 500-600 attack, making them all 3k beaters or higher to run over anything that you basically need, or even the fusion getting her over 4k will just basically ensure that you're running over anything. And then, because why I showed you all the continuous spells in the first place, Droplet to basically use this as fodder to negate other spell cards, and you'll see that this will also work with the trap cards, mostly with Tidying, because Tidying half the time likes to be in grave for you to spell summon your Dragonmaid, so you'll be a lot of time sending a dragon form plus a continuous spell plus a trap card, so that way your opponent cannot respond from the Droplet activation. Call by the Grave, because we don't like hand traps. Harpy's Feather Duster, because we don't like back row. Reasoning, because we got level 2s, we got level 3s, we got level 4s, we got 7s, we got 8s. Try and pick the right number and give me a free summon. That, or just give me a bunch of dragons in grave. Then Gold Sark, because now that we have more than just the Tempest as a target, we have all the dragon rulers as a target. This is just a free search when you banish one of the dragon rulers. Onto the traps. 3 Tidying, this is your Dragon Compulse to bounce back stuff from your opponent's field back to their hand, because a lot of stuff does not have immunity to being bounced. And then, like I said before, while this is in grave, you can banish it, special summon any Dragonmaid card from your hand or graveyard, so just free recursion. 3 Impermanence, because it's imperm. It's basically the only real legitimate hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! Next to Reboot, but that's gone.
What about Evenly Matched?
What about Evenly Matched? And then Downtime, because bouncing your opponent's spell and trap cards that are annoying, or just bouncing your own staff back to recur at the end of your opponent's turn, so that way you're plussing on top of getting your next draw. This deck is just meant to go toe-to-toe with your opponent over and over and over again, tiring their fuel out as you plus each turn. It has won many battles of attritions against many decks before, and I, first started this deck as a joke deck from everybody, but it has quickly become one of my favorite go-tos to play when I go out. Now onto the extra deck. Heavenly Spheres, because this card is broken and unfair, and anyone with a dragon deck loves it. IP, because it's IP. Nightmare Package, because, still going from IP into Unicorn is a thing. And then Access Code, because it's Access Code. And now, because we have a more consistent level 7 line to go into, going into these guys will be much easier, especially since, like I said, with a diverse attribute line, this makes her immune to being destroyed by battle by card effects of said attributes that she has attached under her, especially if you're taking your opponent's graveyard and attaching them, so any mono attribute deck that they have cannot affect her. Big guy, because, stealing your opponent's monster. And then this guy, because getting a quick pop because I'm having dragon materials. And on top of that, gaining attack from whatever you popped. Just makes your stuff even bigger if you have a welcome underneath. You're just making stuff like your fusions way too big for your opponent to even get through or handle. All right, so the main real reason of why you like to bounce so much of your dragons back to hand, it's to proc her effect. Each time a dragon's bounced back to hand, you pop a card. You tag out for a dragon for a dragon form, you pop a card. You welcome something back to hand, you pop a card. You tidying, you downtime, anything gets popped back to hand, you pop a card with her. She is your machine gun if you are just bouncing all your dragons back to hand. And then her dragon form, the Omni Negate, because you can never say no to a free Omni Negate that brings out another body. Hey, and that's Dragonmaid for you guys. So hope you like it, and leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.